Hello everyone, and welcome to week 11 of the CRL5 season. We just have 4 more weeks for you guys today, and so this is going to be the Game of Yards Camelback. So after some experiencing difficulty with the launch pair and other methods, we have moved to the Camelback. So cars will be going over these 2 humps here, and we're going to start things off with Connor versus Parker, divisional rivalry here. Connor is currently 8-1. Parker is 9-1. So Connor's going to have a double header this week. He's going to be able to put some stuff on here, and True Blue falls off there, and that's going to be Porto's point there. So first point for Connor here. Next up is going to be Spike versus Fizz. Connor's up 1-0, and Spike is going to get the second point for Connor. This is a great start for Connor so far. Great for him. Next up is Mechanic versus Lucid. Connor is up 2-0 here, and it looks like Mechanic's going to be able to do it. So that is a 3-0 victory sweep for Connor. It's going to put Connor at 9-1 and Parker at 9-2. So next up here is going to be Connor versus Landon. 2 great teams. Porto versus Scoville here. Porto falls this time, and that's going to go to Scoville. Scoville is going to be able to score a point for Landon. So it's 1-0 Landon now. Next up is Spike versus Shark, and they're off. Spike has a quick start. Spike derails, and it's going to be Shark. So Landon goes up 2 points. So will Landon complete the sweep? Will we see 2 sweeps here? We have Mechanic versus Cocoa Puffs. Here they go. Mechanic has a lead. Cocoa Puffs falls, and that's going to be Mechanic for the point. So it is 2-1 Landon here. We're going to see Flamebit versus Induction now. All right, they're off. Flamebit has lead. Induction's close, and that's going to be Flamebit. It is now tied up here. So it's now 2-2. I just said 2-2. It's going to be Locomotive versus Mustang here. Mustang, I feel like, is a little bit faster. I mean, obviously, Locomotive starts off stronger here, though. Locomotive is able to accelerate quicker, get over the humps, and Connor's going to go an impressive 10-1. The only record we've seen this great in a long time is Drew's, which was 13-1 at the end of the season. So this is a great record for Connor. We're going to see Colin versus Luke now. I believe Colin's a 3-7, and Luke is a 7-3. Colin's gonna kick things off with a easy win from Surge. Mr. Spice comes in from the back, but isn't able to do enough. Mantis versus Emu now. Score is 1-0 Colin, and Luke is gonna get an easy point there with Emu. So good for Emu. He's currently tied up now. Sunny versus Aries. Aries has been struggling as of recent with some of these matchups here. Aries is going, and he just isn't able to get it. That's going to be Sunny, so it is now 2-1 Colin. So Eagle versus Circuit here. Circuit's going to need to make something happen here, and he's going off. Eagle falls right off, and that's going to be Circuit. So now it's tied up here, another tie game here. Will Luke be able to complete this comeback? We're going to see Storm versus Flash, 2 I guess storm, electric, thunder related terms here, and they're going to be off. Flash is off to a good start, and he's not able to finish it though, and Storm is going to get the win for Colin over Luke. That is crazy. Who would have guessed that? But I mean, that's just a shame, just how the cookie crumbles, I suppose. So next up is going to be Grant versus Brendan Monahan. Grant is currently 6-4, and Brendan is 6-5. Brendan's still waiting on his bye week. I believe that's next week. Neon is going. Laser is not able to get it done, and Neon, he's going to hit a sick little wheelie there at the end. So that's going to be the first point for Grant. Next up is Bubble versus Spider. Scores 1-0 Grant. And and that's going to be Spiders. He's going to pull ahead. So it's currently tie game now, 1-1. Nickel versus Torpedo here now. Let's see how they do. Nickel is going quicker. I mean, there's just no competition there. Torpedo can't even compete. Nickel is going to put Grant up 2-1 here. Will Diddy Kong be able to do it? Diddy Kong versus Brian here. And they're off. Diddy Kong derails. It's up to Brian, and that's going to be another tie there. So 2-2. It is up to Koopa Troopa versus Harvest. Who will get this win? Now off, Koopa Troopa has the lead. Harvest just falls. He wasn't going to be fast enough anyways. Koopa Troopa is going to get the win for Grant. So that is a 3-2 victory for Grant. We've seen so many of these wins. This is a lot of close matchups so far. So next up is Micah versus Emily. Micah is currently, I think, 6-4. And so is Emily. So Magnum versus Rosalina. Rosalina is not able to get done, but Magnum is going to score a point here. So 1-0 Micah here. Sahara versus Sushi. Sahara used to race for Emily, so this is a nice little reunion here. Sushi falls off the start there. Not a good start for Emily's team here, but Sahara is going to score a second point for Micah. This could be the third point here. Mock versus Creeper. Will Creeper let this happen? Creeper falls. Oh my gosh. So Emily's team all fell at a different spot on the track. That is unfortunate, but that's just something that's going to happen on tracks like these. I mean, obviously none of Micah's cars fell, but it's going to happen. So Peyton versus Ben Cressman here. Peyton is currently 5-5, looking to maintain control of his division with a win here. Obviously, he needs Isaac to lose against Drew. Submersible just eats it, and that's going to be Black Yoshi for the first point for Ben Cressman. Converse versus Red Yoshi now. Score is currently 1-0 Ben Cressman, and Converse is going to be able to get it done. Slightly tips there, but that's going to be a point. So tie game here for Ben Cressman and Peyton. Honestly, at this point for Ben Cressman, you're just going to want to get that higher draft pick. But Blue, oh my gosh. Yoshi falls at the start there too. That's just something that happens. Blue Bolt's going to score there. Next up here is 2-1 Peyton. Cyan versus Blue Yoshi. Blue Yoshi, oh my gosh. It seems like, oh no. He's on the track. That's going to count for Peyton because this is still game of yards. So that's going to be a win for Peyton. But it seems like the Mario characters struggle the most with this track setup here. And next up, it's going to be Blake versus Caleb. Blake is currently 3-7, and Caleb is currently 4-6. So the nuke is going to score an easy point there. Rest in peace, Tokyo. Next up is going to be Drax versus Burgermobile. Let's see what they can do. Burgermobile's off. He's going quicker. I mean, that's just his point right there. Tie game here for Caleb and Blake. Next up is going to be Banana versus Black Hole. It's tied up here, so let's see what's going to happen. They're off. Banana's going quicker, and that's going to be Banana's point. Just annihilates Black Hole there. So it's 2-1 Blake. He could end this right here with a win from Stingray. So Stingray versus Framework. Stingray's off, and he is not going to be able to do it. He doesn't get over quick enough, and Framework ties things up here. So it's 2-2 now. I said it again. Leopard versus Alk. Let's see how Alk can do. A lot of these bottles have been struggling. He hits, and then he falls back, but he just isn't able to use his speed to his advantage there because he flew back. And that's going to be a Blake win there. So Blake is going to claim that win. Next up is Ben Roth versus Abby. Both teams have been struggling pretty much in that bottom tier. I'd say like upper bottom tier teams. But that's going to be a fall from Rex, and Beetle's still on. So that's going to be a point for Abby here. So 1-0 Abby. You have to remember that this is still Game of Yards, so they can still score points that way. Waluigi versus Lakitu. Both are Mario characters. Both struggled with that, but Lakitu and Waluigi prove that even if you're a Mario character doesn't mean you have to struggle. So that's going to be a second point for Abby, though. So it is 2-0 Abby. Paragraph versus Mike Wazowski here. What's going to happen? They're going in paragraph. It's just slightly quicker. Mike Wazowski gets the finish, but that's going to be a point for Ben Roth. So 2-1 Ben. Glazer versus Mohawk here. Let's see if Mohawk can prove to be a faithful pick. He's going faster already, and he is off, and he's going to do it. So 3-1. Good for Abby, man. That's going to be much needed win. She beat Landon last week and now beats Ben Roth. So that's a great win for Abby. And next up we have Isaac versus Drew. Both these teams are 5-5 currently. So either way, one's going to go 6-5 and one's going to go 5-6. Oh my gosh. Cosmic Coop gets denied by Sullivan there. That's going to be a point for Isaac. So 1-0 Isaac. Dragonfly versus Bottleneck. We haven't seen anything go good for these bottle-like cars. And just like that, it's just those front like, the front benders or fenders? I don't know what you would call the front ones. They're not fenders. They're not benders. I don't know. Isotope versus Vampira here. It is currently 2-0 Isaac. Isaac might be able to complete the sweep here, but Isotope falls and Drew is going to score, so it is now 2-1 Isaac. Drew is rallying back from where he lays. Manta versus Propulsion now. Can Drew complete? No, Propulsion falls. So I believe in Propulsion, and maybe I shouldn't have. Manta is going to secure the win for Isaac, so it's going to be a 3-1 victory for Isaac. Isaac getting up 6-5. Congratulations to him. Next up, we have Braden versus Melissa, divisional matchup here in that same division Isaac is in. So both these teams are doing pretty bad. Braden's 3-7, Melissa's 4-6. But Braden's going to score first with a iron score because Clockwork is just unable to get up the hill there. That's surprising from one of the fastest cars in the league, though. McLaren versus Poltergeist. Let's see what's going to happen. Poltergeist gets ahead, but falls, and McLaren is going to score a second point there. I mean, the cars with such low bodies like Poltergeist are going to struggle. It's just like, it's weird because they're all in lane 2, and they're all seeing these same struggles. But Pinstripe is just too slow, and Braden is going to complete the sweep, and both teams are going to go 4-7. So congratulations to Braden. It's a good win in this dark time here for both teams. So last up, we have Ermine versus Alex. One last divisional rivalry matchup here. Alex is currently 5-5. He's fallen from grace. Icarus's wings have melted, and Bill is going to score the first point here. Will Alex fall quicker? This could lead to him being eliminated from playoffs somehow. I mean, the Northern Conference is not looking too good this season, but I mean, this collapse could be crazy. I mean, Drew could take a spot. Even Ermine could take a spot. Oh my gosh. AJ Brown just got sent flying by Brachia, tying things up for Alex. So Blitz versus King Boo. Let's see what they can do. Okay. King Boo's off to a good start, but he is not able to make it over. It wasn't even a matter of getting derailed. He just wasn't fast enough. Maybe his mass was weighing him down. And that's going to be 2-1 Ermine. So Expo versus Lugnut here. Alex was really hyped when he drafted Lugnut. Will he deliver? Is not able to crest over, and Ermine is going to win there. That was close. Expo almost flew off the track, but Ermine is going to get a 3-1 victory for himself. So let's take a look at the records now. So if you're unaware of that, Tomzio, Ashlyn, and Kean all to buy. So none of their records have changed this week, but Tomzio lays on top of the Wheatstone division right ahead of Landon, who suffered a loss this week, and Grant gains control of the Mount Gretna division. This is crazy. I mean, he was at the bottom of this division a few weeks back, suffered a bunch of losses. He went like 0-4 to start off the season, but he is back on top where he was last season. So he's starting his campaign, his playoff campaign. He's probably going to make playoffs this season. That's pretty exciting. So Isaac and Peyton technically controls that division still, but we have yet to see any movement there. Luke and Micah are now tied. Luke still maintains the division, but things are getting closer than it seems. Ashlyn maintains East Springbrook control, and Connor is 10-1, takes the control from Parker, and Connor is able to be one of the first teams to clinch playoffs this season. So he will be the first team in the Southern Conference to clinch playoffs with an impressive 10-1 record. So we're looking forward to seeing Connor in the playoffs. And so stay tuned for next week. It's going to be the Loop, so it's going to be good. Thanks for watching, and have a great night. See ya.